these are the moments that we usually long for in the wintertime or when we're at work. Being here at anchor on a beautiful day, sheltered here by all this green, a great place on a great boat. The new Sea Ray SDX 250 in an outboard version. And not only that, we ordered this one with the Harlow coconut upholstery. An upholstery that I personally particularly like because I think it looks warm, classy, chic. I love it. And we made this in the way also, which I think most people will be using it, with the filler piece in, so that you can sit like I am doing now. But of course you can also take this out and put your legs here and sit here with a group of friends, maybe even have some lunch or something. But imagine being here with a couple of kids or with your friends enjoying the sunshine. This is just very comfortable. And it may look comfortable, but it also feels comfortable. And I'm saying that because I always appreciate the ergonomics at Sea Ray. Sitting like this, with long seat bases, with the backrest in just the right angle, and with a right height, look at the height in my back, I could sit here basically all day and still feel comfortable. And with these bolstered sides, you could also sit like this. If, for example, the sun is coming from that side, or when you're with kids. Some could sit here, some could sit here, so a great area. And I also, besides these upholstered bolsters, I also like the side panels with this honeycomb structure in dark brown with this stitching. I think a really nice color combination. Practical details also include cup holders, 2 here and 2 on the other side. I think it's a double, let me look. Yes, a double USB port here on the side for your phone or iPad or whatever. So a great area. And this also is typical for the SDX series. They tend to have more volume in the bow, with which you have such a nice big bow. A great Bowrider, very practical with lots of room. Nice Sea Ray stitching here. Also this honeycomb structure in the backrest right here. And of course here on the bow, a quite roomy area to get on and off the boat from, with non-skid, not only here but also on the sides here. Full stainless steel hinges, a full stainless steel bow roller. You're not seeing it now, but a full stainless steel anchor also, with the anchor winch protected like this, and also nice attention to detail with the Sea Ray logo engraved. Protection for the chain, and if you run out of battery, you could still lift the anchor by using the manual lifting sling. I don't know the word. And there's a bow sprayer right here. Used, I think it's not on, no, it's not on at the moment, but if you were to lift the anchor and it would be dirt, you could rinse it with this. And also, if you were, for example, to beach the bow of the boat, always be very careful doing that. Know what you're doing, know the area. But if you do that and jump on board with some sand on your feet, this is very easy and practical to rinse it off. LED navigation lights, of course. And obviously there's also a way to cover this with a bow cover and a separate cockpit cover. There's usually also a mooring cover available, which is very appreciated by people who bring a boat on a trailer, because that is a one-piece cover that goes over the full boat. In certain instances, such as trailering, that may be more practical. Grab rails on both sides, quite long, so no matter how you sit, there's always a place to grab onto. So also very practical and safe. There is a toilet in this boat, so this is where the pump out is used. If you go to a pump out station and going back, you may notice that the walk-through is on the side here, which I think Sea Ray has done very well, because usually a lot of Bowriders have in the middle the walk through. But here both cabinets, I would say, are combined, offering quite a big roomy area beneath. I'll show you in a moment. But I also think it's very practical walking from the cockpit to the bow area, because you're also sheltered and protected. If in heavy conditions, for example, the boat would be moving, you just feel sheltered and protected. In chilly conditions in spring, you could close this off by using this door, closing this, and maybe even putting the bow cover on, so you take the wind out of the cockpit. So that is also a very nice feature. There's courtesy lights in certain areas, and this boat has been fitted with the optional infinity flooring. I particularly like this. It looks a bit like bamboo. It is a material that you can rinse off, that you can clean easily. And I always like to point out details such as this. You may see this small plastic piece here, which takes care of this staying in after many years also, because some people tend to do this instead of taking it off gently, and in this way it lasts, well, I would nearly say a lifetime. Backing also is of high quality. We still sometimes have used boats of other brands where we want to take out the carpet inside, and when we do so, this is sticking to the non-skid, which of course is not so nice. That doesn't happen at Sea Ray. So infinity flooring. There's other options also, such as Sundeck, which is here on the bathing platform. I'll show you later. And of course there's a small cabin inside. Let me just quickly move to the side so it can be shown on the video. And sorry about that, that's the radio. Let me take the lid down of the toilet so you see that it's also a small cabin to store a lot of stuff, but also, for example, for small kids, they could take a nap during lunchtime, and again you can use it as a storage area. Small people could take a small nap. I think it's a very practical and relatively roomy cabin with a proper door. And they also used this area as a glove box, so you could store your phone or your wallet or whatever. It's lockable. And going back, before I do that, let me swivel these backrests, because this is something that I like on both the SDX 250 and the SDX 270. This is a 25-footer. But look at the room you have. I mean, I'm not the smallest guy, 1.92 m, but this, I don't know how many people this could fit, but plenty. So it's a family / friendly boat. Lots of room. I love this teak table with the Sea Ray logo right here. It's big. Of course, you could do like this. Well, no matter how you use it, it's very practical. And let me also show you while I'm at it that there's a cooler here. It's big. There's still some dirt, sorry about that. It's a brand new boat. You see some piece of insulation here. It's actively cooled. Indirect LED lighting, by the way, right here. Cup holders. And cup holders on the other side. I love also sitting here with your legs like this. It's a very comfortable place. And also here you see the backrests, which are angled with this nice pattern. It's just a nice setup. But not only that, there's something that I really like about this outboard version, is that you can actually swivel this part here, this bench, and you slide it forward. You swivel the backrest, and here you go. I mean, this is a great area when you're at anchor, for example. Kids are jumping in and out of the water. Parents sit here. Cup holders, 3 at this side. So a great area. It's very roomy, and this separates the outboard from the inboard version, which I also like. There's some advantages to outboard propelled boats. To name just a few, they're usually more quiet. They have less noise, vibration, harshness. You could lift the engine out of the water completely, so you have no gimbal, no parts which need replacing every couple of years, so less maintenance. Fuel consumption may be lower. It's usually lighter for trailering, so there's some advantages. But here Sea Ray did a proper job where they used this area where you usually have the inboard V6 or V8 Mercury for this. And this again I particularly like because you have this huge bathing platform, a great area. And of course there's storage underneath also. There's quite a big storage area here. Please notice that it's drainable also. You do miss out, which may be a slight disadvantage, you do miss out on the submersible swim platform, which is an option on the inboard versions of the SDXs. That is a nice feature, I must admit, but still there's advantages to have it in outboard also. There's a proper bathing ladder. Let me check on the other side, right here. And like we're used to with Sea Ray, it's proper steps, it's deep enough, it's wide, it's stainless steel. The steps itself are wide so that it's comfortable getting in and out of the water. So very practical. And again here, this is the sea deck, so you see the difference here. There are some options. You could have the sea deck all the way in the cockpit also. We chose to have it like this, which I think is a nice, practical, but also good looking combination. There's an outside shower here. There's one on the bow that I showed you, but there's a separate one here, which is very comfortable when you're swimming in salt water. Or in summertime here, you may have green algae, which you'd like to rinse off after swimming. So a practical outside bathing shower. USB port here, 12 volt socket. And what else? Of course there's speakers, there's two here, there's two in the bow. I think there's two furthermore in the midsection. Yes, there are two in the middle section also. I think this is an option. Stainless steel flagpole. I particularly like this. Again, Sea Ray logo engraved in the cleats, which are very well dimensioned. And what I've been saying in previous videos also is that you sometimes recognize the quality of a Sea Ray by looking at older boats. And what I mean by that is that there's always backing material behind the cleats on every Sea Ray. If you check other brands of boats which are maybe 10 to 20 years old, you sometimes see cracks here. You won't see that on the Sea Ray because of the backing material that is used here. And not only there, there's different places where they do that. And again, it's the practical things such as a grab rail here, a stainless steel insert on the rub rail, stainless steel 316 quality on the bimini right here. There's no rattling because there's a small piece inside here so that it doesn't rattle when you're at speed. Talking about rattling, you may have noticed that we kept the engine running. This is a V8 250 with an advanced midsection, bit of a technical term, but the V8 is different from the V6, where basically the connection of the engine itself and the shaft is more or less dampened in a way that you have less noise, vibration, harshness than on the V6. So I recommend the V8 only for that reason. And of course, it's very powerful with a naturally aspirated V8 with a really good torque. I like having outboards in white, practical in saltwater areas because if it dries, you don't see the remains of the salt. And also in freshwater like we have here, you see chalk. You don't see that as quickly as on black outboards. And it's a matter of taste also, of course. Main switches are mounted right here. There's a small door here. I think this is a CE arranged door. It's not very important, but if you have a small dog or small kids, this may help. And there's a second control unit for the audio right here. Of course, it's connectable via Bluetooth. but this can be very practical when you're here and your phone is somewhere else. All the areas that can be used for storage, just as here, are actually used for storage. I already showed you on the back. I'm forgetting something. There's another one right here, and it's actually a really big one. We put our shoes, lines, fenders, everything here. So plenty of storage. It actually is really deep with proper hinges here, ventilated cushions. Also a nice detail with which you recognize a boat builder that has been building boats for a long time. Cushions do tend to get wet over the season, and if you don't have them ventilating, obviously in a couple of years they are basically destroyed. That doesn't happen with Sea Ray. I showed you this storage. There's further storage right here. Sorry about the noise. I do need to swivel this back in order to show you. Let me quickly do that. I do need to open it up. Right there. Locking it. Let me also swivel this. So here you have a big lid to a hatch, which is also offers plenty of storage area. So plenty of space to store things, which makes me think, yeah, this is further storage. I didn't even know that. So there's more storage below here. And of course, there's lockable storage right here in the center. Actually really deep. You see the covers now and there. This may be big enough for a not too big wakeboard, but again, placed on the aft, on the transom, on the port side, definitely is. So plenty of space to store anything you want to bring along. I did mention cup holders, I think, and of course this optional table. There's further cup holders down there. There's grab rails again here. There's one right in the back here, so if you use it here while driving, you have a nice place to hang on to. On this side, there's one there. So plenty of place to hang on to. Indirect lighting, I already mentioned. Courtesy lights right here. There's indirect lighting also underneath the cushions. I think I am close to having shown you everything in the cockpit. Let me swivel these back. Of course there's the helm, but let's pull up the anchor first and take her out for a spin. Look at this display with the echo sounder on. I always like to see what is below me, but I know that there's plenty of depth here in this area. But it's also nice to see that we're in August and we have a water temperature of 23.6 degrees. So really great swimming weather. Of course, you can also see things such as the chart. I don't think they put the chart in here. Usually you need to buy the chart for the area. It's not in here. And of course, you can see everything you need to know about the engine. There's lots of different ways of looking at this. I won't go into detail of this nice Simrad multifunctional display. Just love using and having this on a boat such as this Sea Ray. We are doing at the moment around 11 kilometers an hour and doing 1.2-ish kilometers per liter, which I think is good. Driving slow. It already feels very comfortable. I'm sitting in a nice way. I have a great dash here. Excellent visibility on this Simrad multifunctional display, even with the sun aiming directly at the screen. That is not very obvious that you can actually read a screen with direct sunlight on it. So I really like that. There's a bow thruster in this boat, very useful and practical while mooring. And of course, like we're used to with Sea Ray, the nice stainless steel switches right here with a small light in, a fusion display. I left it off. A horn, automatic fire extinguisher, which is obviously not in use because we have the outboard version. Also here a double USB port and a, sorry about that, a USB and MP3 port, and the ignition key here, but you can also start and stop the engine on the remote control right here. This is used to adjust the trim of the outboard engine, but you don't really have to do that because this boat also has active trim as a standard, which is now switched on. So it's done by itself, very simple and easy. You don't have to trim anymore. So we came up to the spot where we can actually pick up some speed. So let me do that and bring her gently up to plane because of the cameraman. 20 kilometers an hour, starting to plane. 30, 35, let me take the speed down just a bit. 36, doing 1.2 kilometers per liter, but if I keep her like this for a few minutes probably, computer in the engine will start calculating what the optimum ratio of fuel versus oxygen is. You already see it improving, 1.23, a really good cruising speed. If I spend some more time doing this, finding out the optimum speed, I'm sure I could gain some more. But this is just a very comfortable speed to really travel long distances, 35-ish kilometers an hour. Maybe I should try slightly faster, making the boat even more stable than it already is. 42. I do need to close the window there. Let me quickly take the speed down. Oh, cameraman, thank you, thank you. Yep, and we're off. We have some relatively big waves here from another boat. No worry whatsoever. Bounces a bit, but no problem. And of course it's easy to steer with the power assisted hydraulic steering. Let me take a short turn. Feels very stable. Again, I don't have to touch the trim. It's all done by itself. A very tight turn. No water entering the boat. Let me do that the other way too. You don't hear the engine catching air. There's really nothing to it. I'm not surprised, but still it feels very, very nice and smooth. So a fantastic boat engine combination with this nice smooth running V8 outboard. Let me try to see what you can do full speed. Engine is still new, still needs to be run in, so I won't be doing this for long. We're at 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 73, well, close to 74 kilometers an hour. She really is fast. It still feels very stable. So I love driving a great boat such as this Sea Ray SDX 250. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope I covered everything. If not, please leave your remark in the comments section. But for now, I'd like to thank you for watching and I hope to see you in our next videos. Have a great day.